Welcome back to MPL Recall. My name is Leo, and today we are joined by two special guests, mga MPL Caster Search 2021 finalists, of course, none other than Sona and Brigida. Ang pag-uusapan namin ay moments mula sa MPL Philippines Week 1 na talagang napasabi kaming alright, mga nakaka-wow na performance ng players and or teams. So, unahin na natin ang kay Sona. Sona, which team/player was your surprise of the week?
Grabe. Ang dami nilang surprises para sa akin, pero I only have two. A surprise team and a surprise player. First one, surprise team, RSG talaga. Kasi sobrang hindi ko in-expect na ganun yung magiging performance nila. Over the preseason, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga haka-haka na will the RSG chemistry work? Like, nandun ba sila? Bago pa lang kasi yung team, hindi pa nabubuo. Practice ba nila sobrang sapat na? And they actually showed out for Bren nung nakalaban nila. Not only 2-1, pero 2-0. The sweep is just right there for each and every one of them. Which is nice kasi kung mapapansin mo, wala sa kanilang kabay. Kahit yung underground players nila, yung coming from amateur scenes, nandun para magpaitang gilas. And yeah, that was an absolute delight for me. And it's very cool to see them thriving in the midst of like the world champions in Bren Esports. Now, for my player, it isn't necessarily a surprise, pero para sa akin kasi sobrang surprising nung pag-gel niya with the team. It has to be Haji, you know what I mean? Kasi nung nakikita ko yung matchups nila going with Blacklist International, it's so good. Kasi Haji can do multi-roles eh. Kaya niyang mag-jungle, kaya niyang mag-mid lane, kaya niyang mag-roam. So, it's a matter of who's gonna do this role, who's gonna do that. And it's very important. Kasi minsan nga nagtataka ako kung Wise will transition to the mid lane, the mid lane position for once. And Haji will be the one doing the assassins. Kasi yun din yung nabalitaan ko with Coach Ponchan na parang minsan iniisip niya na kapag assassin yung gagamitin sa lineup, he's gonna use Haji with the jungler role. Pero kung marksman naman, or fighter like Aldous, pwede niyang gamitin si Wise. And it's very interesting kasi yung variety and diversity over the lineups is just, woo! That's all.
Naniwala ka naman. Kasi nakita natin, di ba, this week, nag-Hayabusa si Wise. Di ba? So, ganun pa rin eh. Ooh. Hindi naman mangyayari yon. So, hindi para totoo yung the machine smoke screen. Talagang post 4 and 5 lang si Haji. And I think that's fine. Post 4-5 Haji para mapag-focus yung bata. I don't know. Brigida, what are your thoughts? Haji, you think we'll ever see him in the jungle?
I think I think we're sticking with what we see. Like, honestly, kahit ako na-bait ako, like, during a podcast dati, like, I mentioned na I was thinking, baka nga the addition of Haji would be to fill in for that, yung medyo, let's say, kulang in Blacklist na hindi natin nakikita kasi they really rarely do use yung common junglers, the Ling, the Lancelot. Although we see Wise actually using them. Pagka nanonood ako ng stream niya, kunyari, nakikita ko nilalaro niya yun. But in MPL, we don't see it. And it's just, like, as yung main 5 ng Blacklist, hindi talaga ginagamit eh. Well, kasi nga naman, pag stream din, like, more on duo din kasi, ganun. Pero, like, the fact na Haji was added to the lineup of Blacklist, yung nag-iisang addition dito sa lineup ng Blacklist, I really thought na it would be to fill in for that. Pero we're seeing him sa mid lane, kasama ni Venus, and like, kahit mid lane siya, like, kahit pa paano, napalawak niya pa rin yung possibilities for Blacklist. Like what Sona said nga, Blacklist, they didn't use Chu naman eh. Like, for the previous seasons, kahit yung para sa Ube strat nila, it wasn't one of the options. Pero because of Haji, nagagamit na nila, and hindi lang basta-basta nagagamit, sobrang bagay na bagay pa, bumagay pa talaga. Talagang nag-gel in nga si Haji sa kanila. And so, with that, I guess we'll be seeing Haji in the mid lane muna. Like, particularly for that roam or for that support.
Tapos pag wala yung Cho, may Martis pa. So he's basically unstoppable. Can you imagine having to ban the Martis Cho or agawin mo pareho? Sobrang mahal nun. That's very expensive. So yeah, this is a precedent. Sobrang ganda ng evolution talaga ni Haji dito. And hanggang this banner. Yeah.
Freeze po sa akin.
Sa akin din. Alright. I'm frozen. So, there you go. I'm unfrozen. Perfect. Nag-cooldown na ang aking Winter Truncheon. Alright! So, Sona also mentioned another surprise. He mentioned RSG PH's performance. And I think we'll cover that with Brigida's surprise as well. Brigida, ano nga ba mga surprise of the week mo?
Alright. Okay, so I chose 2 players as my surprises for the first week of the MPL Season 8. And one is Echo RK3. When I was, kung tatanungin ako, like, syempre, I want to think of someone na hindi pa kasi talaga masyadong kilala. Kasi, yun nga, like, that's why it's going to be a surprise for me. And kasi when I was browsing yung website ng MPL before pa mag-start yung Season 8 or even trying to get some information lang about the rookies. Kasi like, because of the expanded lineups nga ngayong Season 8, ang daming nadagdag na rookies talaga and sobrang ang saya ng mga fans ng veteran rookie formula eh. So, sobrang wow talaga ng ang daming addition na rookies ngayong MPL Season 8. And as I was checking RK3, ang nakita ko talaga parang mage support, like specifically mage support yung nakalagay. So I was thinking na he was like more on the mage side talaga, like he was limited to that, or kasi among everyone na talagang nakalagay lang ni support, ganun, naka-specify talaga sa yung mage dun sa description. So I was thinking, like maybe, pero I was still open to possibilities, pero that was what I thought. Pero going into their debut performance, their succeeding matches, he used so many heroes. He used the Beatrix, he even used a Saber, and kahit yung una niyang ginamit, which was the Kagura actually, sobrang solid ng performance nun for me. Like, I was observing it. I don't know why, pero he caught my attention actually. Like, for the first match, I just don't know why. Hindi naman sa bias ako na phosphor, kasi I used to be a phosphor, pero sobrang naano ako eh. Like, he really caught my eye, like yung performance niya, like how much impact it gave to the team. And like, even though they were losing, or like even though they were losing, like ang consistent lang ng performance niya. That's what I actually saw, and that's what I could say. And another naman for me was Aqua, RSG Aqua. Like, Aqua, I don't know, like I didn't know him much like prior to the season. Like, as far as I'm concerned, when he used to be in Blacklist or even in Signal, hindi sobrang matunog yung pangalan niya. Like, I guess he was a 6th man or something. I'm not so sure, pero hindi ko talaga siya madalas naririnig, or I don't know anything about him masyado. Pero like, looking at their debut match nga, yung performance niya doon, like, I didn't choose him just because he was able to steal the Lord twice with the Benedetta. But just, that's one. I mean, that's one. Definitely that's one. Pero apart from that kasi, it's another flexible mid laner na talagang ang laki ng contribution sa team. And they actually won against the world champs, diba? So, keeping that in mind, like, wow, I just had to say na he's one of the surprises for me going into the MPL Season 8. And ayan, these two players, match pa, purple and blue.
That's actually one of the problems I had with the Echo and RSG color scheme. Parang they're too similar, pero okay na rin kasi Echo is purple, RSG is blue. So, to be fair, right? So, okay, ang ganda. Linapag mo agad lahat. Brigida, if there were 3 or 4 surprises, you would have gone on for like 15 more minutes. But jokes aside, I think Aqua, to be fair, even under the Signal Ultra banner, was one of the more consistent players. Parang, lalo ng halfway through the season, talagang talon-talon na sila. Parang si Aqua lang talaga yung makikita ko na parang, I think it's, not to point fingers, I love the rest of Signal Ultra, pero him and Rhea, and funnily enough, silang dalawa yung talagang MPL veterans. They've been in the MPL for a little longer than everyone else. Pero si Aqua, yung naalala ko doon na parang, I remember off the top of my head, yung 2v1 farsa niya against Bren. And jungle, like, a little better for Signal Ultra. So, yeah, I really think he was a good pickup for RSGPH along the rest of their lineup. Sona, how about you? Thoughts on either RSGP Aqua or RK3?
RK3, an absolute machine. Sobrang nagulat ako nung nakita ko yung Vidrix pick. It's nice kasi it finally got back in the meta and sa mid lane pa, which is very surprising ngayon na nakikita na natin na, alam mo yun, lagi ko na siyang naririnig RK3 out of nowhere. Sobrang matunog na yung pangalan niya sa mga casters and it's very surprising. Kasi as a rookie, di ba, parang yung jitters mo andun pa Pero, wow, parang hindi siya rookie talaga maglaro kasi sobrang nakakagulat yung positioning niya, mechanic-wise, it's there Kaya sobrang ganda ng ipinapakita ni RK3. While on the other end naman, Aqua, you're right. Like, sobrang, kaya siya tinaguri ang ngayon na hardest working man of RSG. Kaya kita mo naman sa laro, di ba? Trabaho lang talaga siya Wala siyang ginagawa na kahit he makes plays whenever necessary, pero kung kailangan talaga i-sustain yung lane niya, he's there. Basta hanggat kailangan mo ko, nandun ako. I think that's what Aqua's motto is gonna be for RSG.
Yeah. I think there's a lot we can expect from RSG. Malungkot lang ako na isa lang pala laban nila. Looking back, week 1, isa lang pala laban nila. So there's more we're gonna see from RSG to see if it really was just, parang unang pakita lang yon or talagang consistently kaya nilang upset ng mga veteranong teams, ng malalakas na teams tulad ng Brenning Sports. As for me, my surprise of the week, isa lang yan. My surprise is none other than RK3 of Echo. Alright? Yung performance si RK3, parang hindi rookie. Okay? Para siyang veterano na. Kasi imagine mo, kaya niyang gumamit nung mga hero na sabihin nating, alam nating okay siya sila sa mid. Right? Like Kagura, like a Valir, diba? Pero yung gumamit ka ng Beatrix na hindi ka takot, yung gumamit ka ng Beatrix na ikaw yun ang mamama, and you're actually pushing the game. I think RK3 really deserves a spot here. And I think nasagot niya yung tanong na nasa utak ng maraming tao pre-season. A lot of people are asking, sino nga ba ang magiging post 4 ng Echo? Sila dati na parang off-season, based on my conversations with them, it's either si Raflesh or si Jay. So magkapalitan lang sila. Pero ito si RK3, based on his performance this weekend, hindi nila pa problemahin. Parang yung tanks na lang magpapalit. I think RK3 here really earned his spot. Coach Dale, don't change him. Like, I swear, he's so good. Unless proven otherwise, RK3 is so stable. I don't know. Like, do you agree? Siya yung pinaka-consistent sa kanilang 5 na nagpakita. Bakit? Sona, what do you think?
In terms of consistency, yes, nandun. Pero hindi natin pwedeng ilayo sa fact na si Raflesia, gumamit siya ng show 6 times in 6 matches. Which is, alam mo yun, parang sobrang nagtataka ako kasi hindi nyo ba ibaban yan, guys? Sobrang laking problema na yan Pero gaya nga nung sinabi ni Coach Leo kanina, parang sobrang, hindi pa ban-worthy yung show kung ipaparayo ban mo siya. Which is why Echo really picks up Cho like all the time in this game of Season 8. Kasi iba eh. Sobrang make or break nung plays na ginagawa ni Felicia. And I just wanna say na siguro nga nabugbog sila nung una when they were facing ONIC. Pero nakita natin in the next two matches that the consistency, not only from RK3, not only from Felicia, but the rest of the members are there as well.
All right, you prove a point. That is a strong argument. Pero you're right. Okay. Sige. Felicia 6 times Cho. Not wrong. Can't deny that. We'll see. What else the future holds kung ibang hero na kayang gamitin or ano pang pwedeng gamitin at ipapanalo ni Felicia with Echo. Again, some of them are new and the team is relatively new. Again, tingnan natin. Move on. We did mention earlier in the show the problems with with two favorite teams. Two of our most popular teams here in the MPL. And let's talk about Bren and Omega. No? As we wait for our transition, saying what's up to all the Brigida Natics. Ano ba yun? Is that what it's called? Can we call them Brigida Natics or Brigida Brigade? I don't know. Ang dami tatanong, kumain ka na daw ba?
Yon.
I'm back.
Yes. Kumain ka ba in the time that you were gone or hindi ka?
Hindi po. I was trying to get back in. Sobrang, okay.
Okay. So, hindi mo narinig daw ba? Sabi ng mga Brigida Natics or Brigida Brigade.
Ano mo sabi?
Wala, kumain ka na daw ba? Yun lang, mga kinukumusta ka lang.
Kumain na po ako before nito, guys. Thank you so much for
Okay,
asking.
yan guys ha. Okay na, si Jai yun, si Jai. Ang dami. All of the chat is basically 99% Brigida. Kumain ka na ba? Brigida my idol. And yung iba, like, I don't know, yung iba nag-share lang ng ID nila tapos pengi skin. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about Bren and Omega. All right? Bren and Omega had a very difficult week 1 and
Yep.
sa totoo ang daming factors eh. Ang daming factors. But first I must ask, so na was this something you saw coming or nagulat ka rin sa performance ng Bren at Omega?
Actually, I saw it coming na I didn't. Kasi, di ba, season 6, ganyan, nagpapabugbog talaga sila sa una eh. Yun yung first game, laging gano'n yung nakikita natin from them. But for them to actually lose the second time to a team na we thought hasn't really figured it all out, like RSG, parang medyo concerning yun for me. Kasi dito sa liga natin, most of the time ang nakikita natin is kung sino yung mga usual na nagdo-dominate from the first game all throughout, sila madalas yung nag-champion. Pero, syempre, let's remove Omega for that matter kasi sobrang ginapang talaga nila yung lower bracket. But, yeah, going back, alam mo yun, kung sino talaga yung nagdo-dominate all throughout the regular season, there's an 80 to 90% chance that they will also be the champions. Pero, for Bren, yung yung switch up ni Few and ni Ribo, sobrang nagulat ako nung pinick up ni Ribo yung Selena. Like, that was supposed to be a Few hero, in my opinion. And I think they were just experimenting for a bit. Pero, I'm a little concerned. Like, is it the time for them to, alam mo yun, maghatak na ng ibang players like LeBron, na feel ko, kating-kating na rin sila maglaro for next week, and yun, it's just some things that I can't wait to see. Pero I still want to see a few adjustments if they're gonna make some for Brent.
You bring up a very interesting point. Let's show everyone what we're talking about here. Yung switcheroo ni Bren, Ribo at Bren, Few. Like, honestly, when I saw it, I thought they really were just trying out something new. And there's really no word. Like, unless, huli ako sa balita, meron ba ang kuroro, meron ba kayo dyang chismax kung bakit nga ba nagpapalit sila ng lane. And, yeah, it's so weird to say si Ribo pero si Few iba yung hero. Kasi that's a Few hero. Si Lino is such a Few hero. Why would your post 4 and your gold lane switch up like this? Brigida, may idea ka ba?
I'm not so sure, pero even before season 8 started, I saw one particular tournament na where Bren participated in. Ano lang, wala lang. Tambay-tambay lang ako, hanap lang ako ng bali-balita. And I just stumbled upon Bren, like playing in that tournament. It's their main five. And dun pa lang, nag-switch roles na yung si Few and si Ribo. So, I was thinking, like, it's not the MPL. So, they could be trying, like, new things, diba? Like, I wouldn't say na, okay, eto na yung bago nilang lineup. Ang pinaka-iisipin ko nun, okay, nagtatry sila, naman to eh. It's like an opportunity for them to test out things kasi they're against parang kumbaga scrim na rin yun for them kasi they're against strong people. Parang a show match na hindi kasi they're fighting against the winners na naglaban sa tournament. Like whoever gets to reach the top kasi will get to fight against them and another team part of the MPL actually. So I just have no idea why they did that pero to think na they did it long ago pa before the MPL, I think does that mean that they actually decided to stick with it? I'm not so sure about that actually.
So there's a precedent. Okay, so ginawa nila to off-season and I mean, it's relatively risk-free. And even now, I think, even in the MPL, no, parang week 1 pa lang naman, week 2, week 3, they'll face all the other teams twice. I think it's fair to say na it's relatively low-risk situation na pagpalitin mo si Ribo and si Few. And they're both very good players, like no doubt, very strong players. But, I don't know. There's so many factors eh. I have to rewatch the matches, rewatch the games, and considering ano nga ba yung pros and cons kung bakit mo pagpapalitin yung dalawa. Let's see. Let's look at chat. Ang daming mga nag-share, no? Some are saying experiment, some are saying talagang I don't know. Intelligent move because given Ribo is a multi-role. Ribo does have a lot of heroes. And I don't think it's a matter of gutom. Dami nagtatanong eh. People are questioning kung gutom pa nga ba ang Bren. And I don't think it's a lack of thirst and hunger for the championship. I don't know. Saying what's up to Jai, to Jason, to Ray, to Nick. Yan. A lot of very intelligent viewers na move along, no? Rocky start. Again, they took it to game 3 against RSG. Let's talk about the other team na, again, high expectations tayo, pero nahirapan sa week 1. And we're talking about Omega. Kulang sila for obvious reasons. Kelra cannot play in week 1 and 2 of MPL. And pinalaro nila si Hito. And they failed to get a win in the first week. So the question is Kelra the missing piece? Siya ba ang kailangan para talagang umariba ang Smart Omega? Tona, what are your thoughts?
Feel ko kasi sobrang iba yung laro ni Kelra sa laro ni Hito. Like, may some cases na Hito still has the jitters. Syempre kasi ngayon parang siya maglalaro in terms of like the big leagues, diba? Coming from Execution's second team. So it's very important for them to be able to maximize kung ano ba yung kailangan ni Hito and maximize na opportunity na nakakapaglaro na siya now. Kasi dito titignan ng mga ibang teams kung ano yung kaya niyang gawin eh. Dito titignan nila Coach Pacbet kung ano ba kung saan siya pwede mag-rotate, kung ano yung pwede niyang gamitin. So, yeah, it's a make or break situation for Hito. And napapansin ko din na most of the time kasi now that Kelra's not playing, binaba ng most of the members si Chakno. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Parang ang bigat no kaya gawin ni Hito. And iba yung nagiging atake ng teams, and it's so far working. I don't know, Brigida, what are your thoughts here?
I just came back again, coach. Na ulit merong na nagkaroon ulit ng medyo disconnection. Pero
we're back, don't worry. I don't think anyone saw. I don't think anyone saw.
Before I got disconnected.
Oh, all right. Si Hito, how was on Hito's performance this week? Kasi parang so far ang feeling is Kelra the missing piece. Kaya hindi manalo ang Omega. What do you think?
Well, I guess din kasi at some point, medyo biglaan din lahat. So, if Omega was practicing their main 5 talaga, which Kelra is part of, like, for the longest time in preparation of MTL Season 8, and they needed to make sudden adjustments, kinailangang palitan, or like, syempre, like, one person, iba yung playstyle, definitely. Like, no two persons have the exact same playstyle, I guess. Like, there are people with similar playstyles, pero like, one way or another, talagang medyo adjustment yon for Omega. And I guess they just found it quite nakakabigla, kumbaga, na they had to deal with it biglaan din. Pero knowing naman Omega, like, they had a lot of surprising storylines naman na talaga in the past, and no doubt naman they'll be able to bounce back from this kind of situation.
Yep. And as a fan of Omega, I think they will come back. I still believe in Hito. Let Hito. Palinggo si Hito para patunayan na pwede nga siyang maging main 5 gold laner. We'll be moving on to our next segment, no? But before that, let's read some comments. Ang dami pa rin nag-share. It's Sean Jacob says, parang nung first time nilang gawin, para binalik agad nila, hindi nila rin na-feel na parang Rebo, mid, few gold lane, swap natin para see how it works. Kaya rin sila naka 3 games siguro sa RSG. As well, gutom pero mahirap na. Di na lang silang malakas. Tama naman, Adrian. Tama naman. Everyone in the MPL is stepping up. Everyone is putting their best foot forward. So, every team is something na hindi mo pwedeng pag-eksperimentohan. We'll go to our next segment for the day. And it is everyone's favorite guest coin. Game na, let's go to guest coin, wherein we will share a statement and everyone can buy or sell. Okay? Kasama kayo chat. Everyone can buy or sell sa chat. Welcome, Renmar Santa Cruz. Pasok
What's
na
up?
tayo. Let's go. How you doing, man?
Doing good. I love hearing the insights from Sona and Brigida. I like how Brigida's also doing my little dance as well. It's like you just continued
Yeah.
it. Pero I'm loving the show so far, and pretty much on point with the insights from week 1. And yeah, hindi ko pa nakita yung mga tanong para sa guest coin ngayon. So let's see what's gonna be thrown at us this time.
Yeah. Wag. Don't worry about it, alright? It's all fresh. Here's a sample. Tingin nyo ba kumain na si Brigida? Alright? So, buy or sell. I'm not sure if she answered this earlier. I don't remember. Pero, Reptar, you think she ate? Look at her right now. Do you think she ate? Buy or sell?
Oh, mukhang kumain naman si Brigida. I see the energy. Kasi kanina ginawa niya din to eh. So,
Ay,
goods. That's a buy for
So,
me.
buy ka,
It's a buy
buy.
for me.
Okay. Ako rin, I'll buy. Kasi people who are hungry don't dance out of nowhere. People who are hungry are kind of grumpy. So, buy ako dyan. So, ano ikaw? Kumain na ba si Brigida?
Kumain na, feeling ko busog na siya eh. Kasi grabe yung energy na nakukuha niya all throughout dun sa nakain niya, pati dun sa mga nanonood. So yes, buy for me.
Okay. Brigida, what's the answer?
Bye.
So, kumain nga.
Is this
Okay.
is this a I ate already dance? All right, we're making that I already ate recall official. All right. So, guys, alam niyo na ako ni mechanics. Game na. Put it in the chat. Buy or sell. Buy or sell. We're gonna be presenting our very first question, all right? Our very first statement. Pasok na natin yan. ONIC PH is the team to beat in Season 8. Buy or sell. ONIC PH is the team to beat. Let's go first with our guest. Our newly minted guest. How you doing, Renmar?
Okay.
Buy or sell?
It's easy for me. It's a sell. But don't get me wrong. ONIC, compared to how they started in Season 7 and how they're looking now, looks really, really good. I'm saying sell because, come on, Blacklist had a fantastic start of the season. Echo also had a fantastic start of the season. If they lost one more series, I guess I could say now, yes, buy for ONIC to be the team to beat. But Blacklist still look like they can defend their title. Echo, after a rough start, are still looking good. There's still like 2 other teams that can potentially contend kasi with getting the title of the team to beat. So sell. But again, don't get me wrong. Big fan of ako ng ONIC ngayon with how they're performing. They're looking really good. Maybe after week 2 or I think week 3 pa natin mararamdaman talaga kung sino yung magiging team to beat.
Okay, I love it. Ang daming buy. Si Yuan, si Jason, si James, Ray, Nick, Jai. Puro sila buy. So, big fans of how ONIC has performed. Brigida, buy or sell? ONIC, team to beat.
I'll have to say buy muna ako. Like, of course, maaga pa talaga to say kung buy or sell, ganon. Like, if they're a team to beat, knowing there's Blacklist, there's, ang galing! Nag-green screen yung cup.
Renmar.
Parang may portal sa likod.
But going back, yun nga. Ay, ano po
Perfect. Buti na lang buy ka, Brigida, kasi nandito si Coach Yebmeister ng ONIC PH.
Nako
Nandiyan
po.
ang-
Sorry,
nandiyan si
Coach. Coach, love you ah. Love na love ko ONIC
Si
ngayon.
Si Coach
Hello,
the
hello.
Cobra Yebmeister. Nandiyan siya. Go ahead. Saying.
Well, aside from the fact na talagang consistent sila, talagang actually sobrang nai-inspire ako sa playstyle nila ngayon. Kasi isa ako sa medyo maano ako sa KDA ko. Parang gusto ko malinis tignan, ganon, maganda. Gusto ko gold. Pero like, yung playstyle ngayon ng ONIC, it's not that it really matters. Parang yung the way they're able to play, yung execution nila ng objectives game, talaga yung kung tawagin nga nilang the reverse ube or something like that. If they're able to consistently do that, parang I feel that it's going to be a challenge talaga, and I'm sure naman na they'd have a lot more pa. Kasi I feel yung giggle din eh. Parang ang daming teams kasi ngayon na may giggle talaga eh. And ONIC is one of them na talagang natatranslate nila, nakakonvert nila into a good performance. So ngayon, isa talaga yung ONIC sa mga teams na tinitingnan ko for Season 8.
I like that. I like that you put it na KDA is basta maipanalo. And that's what ONIC did. They won. They won their games. Sona, ikaw, buy or sell? ONIC, team to beat.
Bold statement. Pero kasi, buy ako, to be honest. Kasi, kung papagawin nyo ako ng power rankings like right now, ONIC yun nasa taas eh. Kasi, so, hindi biro yung mga nakalaban nila sa week 1. Yes, there wasn't any case. Pero the fact is kasi kahit sino yung ilagay nila dun sa lineup nila, gana eh. 'Di ba? Parang yun yung isang bagay na hindi mo matuturo sa kanila. Yes, you can teach them the mechanics. Yes, you can teach them the rotation. Pero yung chemistry at kung kailan ka papasok, kailan ka lalabas, kailan mo kukunin yung mga objectives mo, it's something na kailangan mo ring bigyan ng pansin. And Kyrie, I think Kyrie is really the best jungler of this season. Nasabi to ni yeah, I think that's a bold take. Nasabi kasi to ni Baloyski. Nasabi ni Baloyski to nung in-interview siya as the best player of the game. Tinanong siya kung bakit bumalik si Kyrie doon sa jungler position. And he simply said, may gigil yung bata. May gustong patunayan. And we've seen that now, di ba? An absolute madman, Kyrie, making sure that ONIC is at the top of the standings. A bye for me.
Okay.
Bakit,
Alright,
bakit
so
nagpapay lang kayo
two
kasi
buys.
nandiyan na si Coach ko, si Coach Yab sa chat? Ako nauna kasi ako eh.
Hindi, ganito. Alright, it's my turn.
Walang change answer.
Sige, my turn. Check this out. I think it's a sell. I'm gonna sell here. And that's because there's not enough data just yet. Parang karamihan ng teams isang beses pa lang lumaban. And this week, it's mostly been about Echo. It's mostly been about... Ayan, yun yung mga nakaraming reps na eh. But you have to consider also Blacklist. You have to consider next play Evos, di ba? Like, mainit sila ngayon pa lang. Who knows how much they'll shake up things in the next weeks. So, I think it's safe to say, I wanna see more of ONIC before I can say sila nga talaga ang team to beat. And I think it's a favor to the rest of ONIC na hindi maad ang tingin ng tao sa kanila. Kasi if you say bye, talagang aarahat ng teams yan. Lahat ng tao nakafocus sa ONIC, what will happen is we might get upset, we might get disappointed, to lose, right? So parang level. So, alright, just to be fair, Sen. Alright, so that's our first statement. How about you guys? Meron pa ba? Okay, so may nagsisell na rin. Yan, fair. May nagsisell na rin. Okay, let's move on to the next statement. And this one is RK3 is Echo's MVP. Una na ako para wala madaya dito. Sabihin nyo, host parate huli. I'm buying this 6 times, 7 times, how many times it takes for y'all to believe that RK3 is the MVP. Okay, sobrang consistent yung performer. His hero pool is pretty wide right now. And yung galaw niya parang hindi galaw rookie. This kid belongs in the MPL. Let me just put it at that. Ano tawag sa kanya? Kudo-san. Yan. Si Kudo-san. Napaka... Yeah. He makes my Kokorogo Doki Doki. There you go. Naubos ng Japanese ko. He's half Japanese. But yes, sobrang impressed ako ng performance niya and I'm buying this. Brigitte, how about you?
I have to buy. Pinili ko yan, coach eh. Siya yung isa sa biggest surprises ko this season and I chose him for a reason. Boom! Rhyming! Kaya kasi,
Nice.
yun nga, aside from what you mentioned din, talagang siya yung nakapagpakita na regardless of the hero na he's using, talagang it's there. The consistency, the impact, and the jitters, I don't feel it. Yun sabi nga ni Sona na yung yung you would expect, yung rookie jitters, I don't feel it. So, I have to buy this. I'll buy it.
Nice. Alright, so 2 buys so far. Real quick, shoutouts to Dan. Bimo also had a stellar performance in week 1 of MPL Philippines. What's up, Bimo? Okay, guys, huwag na kayo papapekto porket may mga membro ng mga teams na nanonood. Let's be honest, okay? Sona, ikaw, RK3, the MVP. Buy yourself.
Buy. Absolute buy. Kasi, grabe. Kahit sabihin mong nagpalit-palit sila ng lineups, there was one person or a few people that was constant. Raflisha and RK3 na palaging nandun sa lineup. Aspect was replaced by Hades who played better in terms of their win-loss column. Pero grabe kasi yung pinakita ni RK3 all throughout eh. It's true. I've been looking at the comments and they've been saying na sobrang underrated nung pag-pick up kay RK3. Ito yung isa sa mga pickups na hindi na pag-usapan all throughout the season. Nakita na lang natin na kasama siya dun sa listahan ng mga members ng Echo Philippines. Tapos, yun din eh. It goes back to what Coach Leo was asking us a while ago na sino yung magiging post 4 ng Echo Philippines. And with being loud and proud, RK3 just said, ako yun, baka ako na to. And he showed it by using Beatrix, he showed it by using Kagura. in a very stellar performance or a very good manner. Kaya kung mapapansin mo, there's gonna be so much that's gonna happen still kasi marami yung players, marami pa rin yung rotation. Pero iba kasi pag may tiwala na sa'yo yung coach mo na all 3 games, ikaw nandun, that just shows how much potential and ability you have as a player. So, yeah, ultimate buy for me.
Alright, makes sense. Pero meron ding presenta dito si Adrian eh. Sabi niya, sell daw. Sell. Kasi si Benny. How can we forget about Benny? Benny Cutie is the MVP of Echo. I don't know. Reptar, what's your take here? Are you buying or selling RK3?
I'm gonna buy on the RK3 MVP, and I think it's tied between him and Raflesha, honestly. Again, Raflesha 4-4-2 on the Cho. All 6 games nalaro ng Echo Cho siya. And di ko din nakalimutan naman si Benny Cutie. And may point din naman dito si Adrian Alicdan. But now I'm leaning a little bit more on RK3 and the Raflesha because we've seen the trend for Benny Cutie is, of course, as a gold laner, you'll need your time to farm up. And the reason why na papa-activate si Benny Cutie, the reason why he has that time is because of really good rotations coming from RK3, coming in from Raflesha. So habang hindi pa online si Benny Cutie, RK3, Raflesha, Hades as well, are going along with Curtizi. They're going around the map and being the presence that Echo needs them to be habang wala pa si Benny Cutie. But agreed with everything that everyone said. The fact that a rookie is performing at this level na kagad, the fact that he's meshing really well with his team, the placement of his ultimate with the grenade launcher nung si Raflesha naka 3-man knock up onto Bren near the purple side jungle, and then he landed a double kill using the grenade launcher. Man, that instinct to act that fast as a rookie. Welcome to the MPL RK3, and he's really looking like the MVP of Echo.
I love it. He has the ika nga ni Ren Maria needed.
The oomph. He has the oomph.
Enough oomph. Let's move on to our next statement. I love that Justin is agreeing. RK3 talaga mas consistent kahit nasa downside sila minsan ng game. And that's what I'm looking for. That's why I said,
Exactly.
That's why ako personally nakikita ko siyang MVP. Kasi kahit talo, andun pa rin eh. Here's our next statement. We still live in Blacklist's world. Meta pa rin to ng Blacklist International. Do you agree? Buy or sell? Brigida, meta pa rin ng Black.
Actually, I might have to sell. Pero please don't get me wrong. Sobrang Blacklist fan. Pero kasi, I know, and I really know na they're still dominating this MPL. Like, as early as week 1. Sobrang katatakutan pa rin sila. I mean, parang yung dating nila, ang dami nilang laging bagong pwedeng ilabas, and parang lagi silang may sagot sa kahit ano rin pwede mong ilabas against them. It's like they're that flexible. They're just that kind of team. Pero kasi there are other tactics na rin that are starting to show up na are actually working din naman. Like, it's like, and that identity kasi, that strategy of Blacklist, it's theirs. It's their unique identity. It's what works for them, and it's not going to work the same for others. Diba, Sona mentioned something kanina na parang you're using that same tactic against the original SPA, tas parang it didn't actually work in their favor pa, ganun. So, I really think na there's a lot we're going to see dito sa season na to, pero it's not na we're going to parang strictly be stuck in what Blacklist is showing us. Kasi week 1 pa lang nga, andyan na rin yung reverse ube, ganon, and even other kinds of tactics, they're starting to show up, and they're going to probably challenge talaga yung pagiging dominant dito ng Blacklist. But still, again, Blacklist talaga, ano yan, like, if we were to make a tier list din ngayon, I'd still say na sila rin yung nasa top ko. Like, until now, and as of now. Kahit na wala pa tayo masyadong basis, kahit na isa pa lang yung match nila, so far, I'd say na sila yung nasa top.
Okay. I hope Dexstar is still here to hear that. Nandito si Dexstar. Isa shade Brigidanatic. Yan. Ano siya? Oh. Parang yata siya, chapter head yata siya ng Brigidanatic siya. Doon kung nasan yung bootcamp nila. Anyways, Sona, how about you, man? Is this still blacklist meta that we're living in? By yourself.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna say bye, but I'm also gonna say that the only constant thing in this world is change. So, I'm gonna say bye simply because may mga ginagawa ang ibang teams to try and contend with what Blacklist is having. Let's say na 3 people sa mid lane. You've got Oh My Venus, Wise, and or Hadji now is gonna be in the mix. And kung sabihin mo na sustainable side lanes naman ng meta, kailangan ganun yung gawin nila. Meron silang good players in Oheb and Edward. Kaya hindi natin sila pwedeng alisin. It's true na at some point there really is a sense na medyo sa kanila talaga or sila yung ginagawa ng plano ng ibang mga teams. Sa kanila nag-a-adapt ng meta, sa kanila kinuha yung Ube strategy, kaya nagkaroon ng reverse Ube strategy. They're also trying to look forward on some of the things na ibabato sa kanila na alam mo yun, parang kahit na sabihin mong nagbabago yung meta, nagkakaroon ng iba't ibang patches, hindi sila nagbabago ng strategy. Kasi why fix something if it isn't broken, di ba? So at some point, it really is there. Yung meta nila, we kind of still live in the world, but I agree with some of the comments. It's difficult to say ngayon kasi magkakaroon pa nga ng patches all throughout. Pero as long as we still don't have them, I believe we're still in the blacklist world.
Okay. Take bye ka. Tignan natin. Ang daming nag-share ngayon. Adrian says bye. Will Millen says bye. Jai says sell. Kasi na-break na yata yung code. Lalo na week 1. May talo sila. One game against XPE. I don't know. Jason says bye. Justin says sell. Sky says bye. Patricia Ann says too early daw. Okay, let me share mine. I think I personally will sell here. But that doesn't mean they're not strong. Okay? Posible naman kasi na iba yung meta game. It's not Ube anymore. It's not a certain way. Pero yung ginagawa nila, which again, a lot of folks in chat say are brought upon by Ken. It's still, they can still flourish. So, I'm selling on this main statement, pero that backlist any weaker. All right. How about you, Ranmar? Close it up. Book yourself.
For me, it'll have to be a buy. I understand why people wanna sell because it didn't feel like how it felt nung season 7 na ramdam mo talaga, oh my god, Ube's threat na to. This is the blacklist meta. You really felt that for season 7. Every time blacklist showed up, it seemed like it was their way of playing things that are the most effective. I mean, naging champion sila and then eventually they only lost one series the entire regular season. But for this season naman, it's still a buy. Yes, we feel that a bit less. But I still think that Blacklist is still one of the teams that has a lot of surprises up their sleeves. I mean, we already saw Kimmy during their first match. Pinakita din nila na they can rock the Martes tank onto Hadji. And I still believe one of the best off-season moves that any team did was Blacklist retaining their main roster. Yes, Eson had to sit down a bit, but then now he's playing more of a mentor role for Hadji in the tank position. And having someone who was formerly a jungler main add now as your main tank, we saw it time and time again, yung timing niya, especially with the Cho, when to go back and protect Oh My Venus in the back line, the timing to entry, he has that Jungler instinct. Kung kailan siya kailangan pumasok, pero nilagay mo yun sa tank who has a little bit more health. He won't get kills, but you can get really good setups. So, and the fact that that was like the main roster addition that they had shows that Blacklist does understand the meta. It is still somewhat their world, but hopefully they do have more up their sleeve, because if they're just gonna continue running things just how they run it nung season 7, maybe mid-season is when we'll start seeing them go down a bit, maybe. But as of now, the fact that they brought out surprises early, parang remix lang ng ng Ube strat. Yung tinawag ko dun sa strat, it's the Ube Magnum. Hindi lang Ube strat, Ube Magnum na siya. It's a prettier wrapping, a little bit bigger, mas mahal, but it's still there somewhat. It's a buy, but I understand completely why everyone thinks na it's 50-50. It's still very early to tell. Right now, so feels like a buy.
Ube Pro, Ube S,
Ube Pro,
Ube Pro Max.
Ube X Pro, Pro Max, Ube Pro Max.
Alright. So, again, medyo hati tayo dun, guys. And I think even those who said buy are 50-50. Parang buy with conditions. But we'll see. Again, they're still the defending champions for a reason. Let's go into our last statement, no? Our last statement here. Are we gonna buy or sell? And here it is. Zico and Midnight. Impactful change for next play Evos. Ooh, this one's juicy. We miss Midnight, by the way. Isa na siyang full-fledged competitor in the MPL, kaya hindi na siya pwede maging broadcaster. But this is the direction he took, no? We're still good friends with him, pero eto na siya eh. He's under a different microscope this time. And for this statement, una na ako, it's a buy. I think it's a buy. Draft pa lang nung next play Evos, nung una nilang laban against Blacklist, sabi ko, that's so Midnight. Nakita ko. I don't know, Zico, like, I haven't seen his work enough, but Midnight was one of the guys who actually taught how to be an analyst or how to study gameplay. And nakita ko na sa draft pa lang, parang, that's a Midnight move. So I think it is impactful. They were able to get one win against Blacklist, no? Because I think of the hard work that these two have put in. So it's a buy for me. How about you, Ranmar? You know how Midnight is. Nakita mo ba ang trademark Neil de Guzman dun sa NXP?
Yeah. There were moments like watching NXP games na I could hear Midnight's train of thought. Kasi di ba minsan pag wala siya sa analyst stand and then drafting phase, he's always sharing with us like, it's gonna be this because of that. And then mas okay kung piliin nila to. You could really see the Midnight influence there. But I know it's not just Midnight creating the whole game plan for the draft. Zico has his inputs as well. It's buy. There is an impact. But hindi naman tayo naging specific whether or not it's a good impact or a bad impact. What I can say now though is that it feels like a different NXP. The results don't show it just yet. It might baka meron pa konting adjustment period with the new coaching staff and of course with new players as well. We don't see the usual main five of NXP from last season. Of course, Exor's not there. Renjay's sitting out. It's Hessa playing. But you just like kung paano nag-umpisa yung NXP nung season 7, may nakikita kang glimpses of brilliance eh. That beneath all of it, there's a brilliant team in there. Di ko lang masabi kung ano kulang sa kanila. I don't know the players personally. I'm not there with the team. But you can tell now from the get-go, ramdam ko na yung impact dito ni Zico and Midnight.
Okay. Definitely a buy there. I love caveat na baka positive siya. Lalo na iba pa naman ang lineup ngayon. How about buy or sell?
Me?
I think ikaw, Robert. Sino tinanong mo?
Oh, I did. Sorry. Brigid, go ahead.
Okay.
Asa Brig.
Oh, so I have to agree with what Reptar said na NXP feels so different compared to before. And so with that, I'd buy. I'd buy. Kasi ramdam na ramdam mo yung change and yung difference na ng NXP. Like, as you said, in the way they draft, like, it would all like boil down to the execution, of course, and how they're going to play. Pero still, like, I also know Coach Midnight. I've been with him for a very short time lang. Pero, like, I can feel yung impact na nadala niya. Tapos nandun pa si Coach Zico. And ako talaga, sabi ko talaga nung day 1, like, nung day 2, like when they went against Blacklist at nakapalag sila, na-push nila to a game 3, parang, I just couldn't get it off my mind. And going into day 3, I was thinking na, oh my gosh, I have to watch out for NXP talaga. Like, when I was the one who was going to make the articles kasi for that day. Tas talagang, when I was starting out my article, parang na-layout ko siya, kumbaga na medyo, okay, NXP, they've changed so much. Parang it's something to look out for. But then again, ayun, although na-sweep sila doon ng TNC, they still got the better of them. Again, it's still too early din naman eh. Pero, if we're just talking about change, I really think na the Zico and Midnight connection, it's brought so much change to NXP.
Alright. Ang dami rin nag-agree sa chat, no? There's Janrick, there's Jason, there's Ree, there's Jai, there's Brian, and it's all positive. I like that they're seeing the good in NXPE kahit na yun nga, medyo mainit sila the past couple of days on social media, and they did get swept by their old rival in TNC. Sona, how about you, man? Buy or sell? Pili ko buy to eh.
Auto buy.
Buy.
Add to cart, auto buy, lista mo na kaagad. Kasi iba talaga eh, parang nagkaroon sila ng sistema na parang kulang sa kanila all throughout. And yes, nasabi ni Brigida kanina na parang obvious, kita mo kaagad yung improvements nila. Pero I just also want to look on more dun sa nakita ko. Na parang nakita ko na nag-improve sila because of the little things that they do on and off the game. 'Di ba? When you're in the game, mapapansin mo na parang they're not usually doing the overextensions na ginagawa nila nung season 7 na one of the reasons why minsan nababaliktad sa kanila yung situation. They don't do that anymore. And that's one thing na nakita ko. And off game, parang sobrang low-key nila before the start of the season. Parang hindi mo mapapansin na ang ingay nila na sobra to the point na pinaghahandaan to. The system is gonna be there. Yun nga, kahit sabihin na medyo rinig sila all throughout the past couple of days, important na they now have a system to look forward to. Kumbaga, sila din, naramdaman din nila yun all throughout nung nakalaban nila yung Blacklist in my opinion eh. Kasi, iba yung galaw nila during that time. They really gave a scare sa kung papaano ba talaga nila, alam mo yun, like, nagbigay sila ng glimpses of brilliance. Even Coach Bonchan commended Hesa, di ba, na parang nasa isip nila na, yes, they can beat NXP, pero sobrang pinagpawisan din ang Blacklist during that series. Kasi, sobrang laki ng chance during that time na mabaliktad nila. Nabaliktad man sila ng TNC, pero this is still just 2 games are yet to see kung ano ba yung improvements na maibibigay pa. Especially as for pro player Coach Zico and the You Are My Creation Lord in Coach Midnight. Alam mo yan, kailangan pakita pa rin natin yun sa kung ano pa yung magiging draft sila all throughout.
You're right. And again, I think it's clear naman, wala naman yatang magdi-disagree dito. Well, iba pala ang naging problema. You know, you've been watching out what's happening on social media with Next Play Evos, yung nilang internal conflicts. But I hope they figure that out in the next week. I hope we see more of a positive change in the team. Zico and Midnight. We'll be moving along now the segment of today's show. Thank you again for joining us so much. Napakasaya. na sinishare ninyo sa amin ang inyong thoughts dito sa MPL release ating guest coin, buy and sell. Let's go ahead and share our socials, no? Una na dito, ang ating special guest coin, Renmar. Go ahead, share your socials. Where can people find you?
I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and tama ba? Twitter, yun. At Esports Reptar, lahat. You can also follow my YouTube page, Renmar the Reptar. I'm gonna be releasing a vlog for tomorrow to show you guys what happened behind the scenes for week 1, day number 1. So yeah, that's me.
All right, Sona, how about you? Where can people find you, man?
Alright. At Sona Esports, you can basically search that for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Also on TikTok if you guys haven't. So make sure you follow that one. I've been doing analysis and at the same time looking forward to the matches that we usually won't see, like Indo games, games from MPL Indonesia, Malaysia, and the rest, para at least updated din tayo sa kung sino yung mga kalaban natin sa World Championships.
Ooh, Galawang International. How about you, Brig? Where can people find you? Shoutout mo na rin yung mga miyembro ng Brigidanatics.
Okay, nakaka-ano kasi bigla na lang out of nowhere yung name na yon. Pero yon guys, shoutout sa inyo. Thank you. Thank you sa mga sumama sa amin, magtsikahan dito. And
You have to say
could
it.
find me
You have
dito
to say
sa
thank you to the
Facebook.
group. What's the name of the group? You have to say
Okay.
it. Say hi to them.
Thank you to all the Brigidanatics.
Yo!
Okay. Very,
Masaya sila.
very
Go
good.
ahead.
You can find me here on Facebook. lg.brigida yung page ko. It's just Brigida, pero that's the at. And the rest of my socials, Instagram, Twitter, Bridget and R. The spelling, it's quite magulo, pero it is what it is. And my TikTok, wala pa siyang laman, pero hopefully, I can make laman sometime soon. So, yeah.
You can make laman. All right.
Make laman!
Grabe.
Okay.
Make laman. All right. All right. Before Brigida says anything else that may be captioned by the whole community, Sona and Brigida are also writers, by the way. Yun ang mga binabagit nila kanina, no? Nagtataka kayo, saan nga ba mahanap yan? And that is on the MPL website itself. Okay? So, every week, mayroong recap sa MPL PH website. And you'll see it here. Yan, dun sa mga walang oras manood, pwede nyo na itong basahin. And it's Sona, Brigida, and I believe a few others from the community. Mga kilala nyo rin na casters ang nagsusulat niyan. So this is Sona's article. This is on...
Yes, sir.
Anong game to?
This
ONIC
is,
versus...
ONIC versus Echo.
Yon. So this
Yeah,
is
I think
ONIC
it's
Echo.
ONIC Echo.
And then also wrote a few over the weekend. This is Brenna.
All the games for day 3. I wrote for all the games nung game 3. All the games nung day 3. So, yeah.
Alright.
Yun nasa pinaka-top ng website as of now kasi sila yung latest. And pinaka-tense.
Okay. There's more that the Brigidanatics can get into. Okay? So ayan guys, abangan ninyo once more, Sona, Brigida, and a few other favorite casters of ours are writing for the MPL Philippines website. Okay? So check that out. And as for me, kung gusto nyo akong off air, check me out socials. It's at LeoCastsPH everywhere. Okay? Tapos kung gusto niyo, lagyan nyo lang ng .com. Website ko na yan. Alright? Thank you so much for joining us. And again, it was week for MPL Recall and for me and Renmar, 2/3 of the We Bear Bros trio. Abangan nyo kami this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Magbabalik ang MPL Philippines. Last shoutouts po ba kayo? Meron ba may mga special someone ba na nanonood?
Major shoutout, Stephanie Maramag. Thank you so much for watching. Woo!
Yun. Actually, feel ko baka GG ako. Sabi ko kasi sa girlfriend ko, babe, I'm gonna message you when I'm about to go on air. I didn't. So hopefully she was still watching. Because she gets sad when she misses my shows. But babe, if you're watching, I love you.
You can watch it. It's still on the website, I think. I mean, on the page. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're fine.
How about you? Any last words?
Last words, coach. I guess shout out to my former team and now turned barkada dito sa kasi online lang ang classes, so I didn't really get to make any friends sa block ko. Pero thanks to the LG team I made, I somehow have a mini barkada ngayon sa college. So shout out sa inyo guys, and pati na rin sa mga nagko-comment dito kasi ngayon ko lang na-check. Shout out na rin kina Jai and all the viewers. Thank you so much for watching our MPL recall today. I hope you guys enjoyed.
All right. I'm sure they did. Do check out Covenry as well on social media yan. Chinachat naman na ng ating minamahal na mod ang YouTube channel. So yung mga balikan ang mga highlights ng ating episodes, it's all on that channel. All right? And do like this page kasi dito nyo mapapanood ang MPL Recall. Maraming salamat. Again, take care and have a great evening ahead. Peace out. Bye!
Tinapon pabalik! Halika rito! Sumama ka sa bootcamp! Dito mo naman kung gaano katapang si Flaptizi. Minamama niya talaga.
Here gets hit by the way of the dragon. The tank falls.
That was the play. You guys, we're just gonna make you guys think we got it.
Arnold Teasy as well. Kyrie's forced to flicker out.
Piana, you win his aggressive play!
Mas malaking loss yun para sa Amiya dahil mid lane.
Si Kupa hindi na rin nagpakita kahit si Mark.
But oh my gosh, the